The Vanishing Prince of the Mughal Court, a mystery written in gold and ashes. The court of Emperor Shah Jahangir shimmered with music, silk, and gold. The fragrance of rose and sandalwood floated through the marble halls, where courtiers bowed and poets recited verses of love and glory. Yet beneath the surface of this grand empire lay whispers of jealousy, ambition, and betrayal. Among the sons of the emperor, none shone brighter than Prince Kamran Mirza, the youngest. He was known for his charm, intelligence, and gentle nature. The people adored him, and even the old emperor favored him for his kindness toward the poor. His brothers, however, saw him as a rival. One cool evening, during the spring festival in Lahore, Prince Kamran vanished. His attendants found his chambers empty, the silken curtains fluttering in the breeze, and his turban and sword lying on the bed. No sign of struggle, no trace of blood, only a single golden coin, engraved with a phoenix rising from ashes. The court fell into chaos. The emperor ordered a full search of the city, and soldiers combed the streets, markets, and riverbanks. But the prince was gone, vanished like mist under the morning sun. That night, a storm rolled over the city, and the imperial astrologer whispered that destiny had written the prince's fate in gold and ashes. No one knew what it meant a week later. Mirza Rahim Khan, the emperor's most trusted investigator, was summoned to the royal court. Rahim was a man of calm eyes and a mind sharper than any sword. He had solved countless mysteries for the empire, from stolen jewels to traitors hiding within the palace walls. The emperor sat silent on his throne, his once proud face lined with grief. "Find my son," he commanded, his voice trembling. "Find him before the court falls into ruin." Rahim bowed deeply and began his work. His first stop was the prince's private chamber. He examined the golden coin carefully. It was no ordinary currency. The phoenix symbol had not been used in Mughal minting. It looked foreign, perhaps Persian or Byzantine. Rahim noted it down and ordered the palace goldsmith to study it. Then he questioned the prince's attendants. One said the prince had received a secret letter 2 days before his disappearance. Another mentioned seeing him near the royal stables at midnight, talking to a hooded man. The stable guard confirmed this, but said he dared not approach. Rahim followed every trail, yet something strange kept happening. Witnesses changed their stories, guards went missing, and even court records were altered overnight. Someone powerful was trying to erase the truth. One evening, as Rahim walked through the palace garden, he noticed faint footprints near the old marble fountain. The prints were small and light, likely made by slippers embroidered with gold thread, the kind worn by the royal family. They led to a hidden passage behind a vine-covered wall. Torch in hand, Rahim entered the passage. The air was thick and cold. The tunnel wound deep beneath the palace, its walls carved with old Persian symbols. At the end of the corridor, Rahim found something chilling, a single burnt feather, golden at the tip. The feather led Rahim to the palace goldsmith, Ustad Karim, a man known for crafting the emperor's most exquisite jewels. When Rahim showed him the feather and the coin, Karim's hands trembled. "This design," he whispered, "was forbidden years ago. It belonged to the House of Fire, a secret faction that once served the empire in shadow. They worshipped rebirth through destruction, the phoenix." Rahim frowned. "What happened to them?" "They were burned alive," Karim said softly, "by royal order." Digging deeper, Rahim discovered that the House of Fire was connected to the late queen, Prince Kamran's mother, who had been falsely accused of treason years earlier. Some believed she was poisoned to silence her. Could her son's disappearance be revenge? The next day, Rahim visited the old archives. Many scrolls had been burned, but among the ashes, he found a half-burnt letter bearing the same phoenix seal. It mentioned the return of what was lost under the golden moon. That night, Rahim's chamber was attacked. A masked figure tried to slit his throat, but fled when guards arrived. The intruder left behind a torn piece of royal silk, the kind worn only by princes. Was it Kamran himself? Or someone pretending to be him? The emperor grew restless. Rumors spread that the prince had been taken by jinns or that he had run away with a dancer. The court split into factions, each accusing the other. Gold turned to dust, and faith turned to fear. Then came a message, delivered in a box wrapped in silk. Inside lay a ring, bearing the imperial crest, half melted as if touched by fire, and another golden coin. On the box was a note. "He will rise when the empire burns." Rahim followed the clues beyond the palace walls, into the ruined outskirts of Lahore, where old forts and burned temples whispered of forgotten wars. There he met an old monk who lived among the ruins. When Rahim showed him the coin, the monk's eyes filled with tears. "The phoenix has risen again," he murmured. "The prince walks among the flames." Following the monk's directions, Rahim reached an abandoned fort known as Shahi-Kiluikak, the Fort of Ashes. Inside, he found strange markings on the walls, phoenix symbols painted in gold dust mixed with ash. In the center of the hall burned a single candle beside a portrait of the prince's mother. And then Rahim heard a voice. "You came too late, Mirza Rahim." From the shadows emerged Prince Kamran himself, alive, but changed. His once golden robes were singed, his face pale and thin. "I had to disappear," he said quietly. "I found the truth. My mother was betrayed by those who still serve my father. They killed her and planned the same for me." Rahim's heart pounded. "Then why not reveal yourself to the emperor?" "Because the throne is already poisoned," Kamran replied bitterly. "Gold hides ashes, Rahim. The empire must burn before it can rise again." Before Rahim could answer, the sound of horses echoed outside. The emperor's soldiers had arrived, guided by a traitor who followed Rahim in secret. The fort erupted into chaos. Swords clashed, flames rose, and the ancient walls cracked under fire. Rahim searched for the prince, but he was gone again, vanished into smoke, leaving behind a trail of golden coins and ash. Months passed. The emperor grew frail, tormented by guilt and the haunting disappearance of his son. Rahim continued his search, but every clue led only to silence. Then, one morning, a sealed scroll arrived at Rahim's home. It bore the phoenix seal. He broke it open carefully. Inside was a short message written in golden ink. "Tell my father the truth sleeps with the fire. When the ashes cool, I shall return as his dream or his judgment." Along with the letter came a small pouch. Inside were ashes and the emperor's ring. Rahim took the letter to the emperor, who read it in silence. Tears filled his weary eyes. "My son," he whispered, "forgive the sins of your father." Some said it was a miracle. Others said it was a curse. Mirza Rahim lived many more years, serving the next emperor. But he never forgot the prince's words, that truth is born only when gold turns to ashes. And sometimes, when the wind carried the scent of roses over the old Mughal gardens, Rahim imagined hearing a voice in the distance, a calm, royal voice whispering, "The phoenix will rise again."